Hey guys, what's up? I'm Shriniket and welcome back to the channel. It's been such a long time since I last came out to review a bike or a car. But finally, slowly but steadily, things are getting back to normal. So the first thing to do is, of course, get to the local Bajaj dealership to film one of the most highly anticipated video reviews of this specific bike, the BS6 compliant Pulsar RS200. Let's get started. The RS200 is a rather lovely package in terms of the equipment. If you look at it by the spec sheet only, it obviously has a decent amount of performance and equipment on offer for the asking price. Then why the hell is Bajaj struggling to sell a decent number of these bikes? It's quite obvious. I told you to look at it by the spec sheet and not actually look at it. I mean, yes, it might appeal to a few people. Good for them. But for the majority of us, it just looks too busy, too unorthodox, and I simply don't get the design. It's just too much in my opinion. Okay, so let's stop ranting about it and get to the specs. The BS6 RS200 is powered by a single-cylinder 199cc liquid-cooled fuel-injected SOHC 4-valve motor producing around 24.5 PS and 18.6 Nm, exactly the same as the BS4 version. It gets regular 37mm telescopic forks up front and a monoshock at the rear. The wheelbase is around 1355mm, at least 11mm shorter than the Duke or the NS200. That's due to a sharper steering geometry. All of this is housed in a perimeter frame. A major update is the inclusion of dual-channel ABS and the additional exhaust hardware to make it BS6 compliant. The addition of this equipment has resulted in a 2 kg weight gain for the RS in the BS6 update. So now it weighs in at 166 kilograms. Now we have to keep in mind a few things, which are that even a slightest of weight difference and slightly different engine tuning can severely affect the performance of these small capacity bikes. So the main question remains, has BS6 tuning and addition of 2 kilograms to the overall weight of this bike changed the character, the feel of this bike? There's only one way to find out. Okay, so let's test ride the BS6 Pulsar RS200. Riding the BS6 RS, it feels really friendly to ride. The exhaust note is sweet and the engine tuning has gotten a bit more linear. The bottom and mid range is friendly and usable, although it can struggle at low speeds in high gears. But if you're in the right gear, doing the right sort of speeds, twist the throttle and get it into the top end, as the top end is where all the power lies. The power build-up has gotten more linear than before, although it's not as noticeable a change as that of the NS200. One thing is clear though, to get the maximum performance out of this engine, you have to keep it on a boil, which means constant shifts are necessary. The gearbox as well does not disappoint as it has slick and precise shifts, exactly what you need for an engine which loves to rev. The gearing is nicely spaced and isn't as short as that of the KTM's. But when it comes to shading speed, the brakes do disappoint a bit as they feel wooden and lack feel and feedback, both front and rear. That said, there's adequate amount of stopping power, it's just that they simply don't offer the amount of feel required. The suspension has been set up really well by Bajaj as the front end feels very communicative and the bike feels rock solid at high speeds due to its weight. In off-road conditions as well, it does not transmit as much as some of its rivals. The flickability of the bike as well is really impressive due to a comparatively shorter wheelbase compared to its 200cc rivals from Bajaj and KTM both. The seat height is 810mm, which makes it very approachable for riders of various sizes. The seat has stiff cushioning but not as much as some KTM's and it does soften over time. The seating posture is more towards a naked street fighter than a committed track bike. That makes it really comfortable to ride for long distances as you don't need to lean ahead too much to reach the handlebars. This makes it a really good sports tourer, which it has proven over the years. The pillion seat though is quite small and not that well padded, and adding to the fact that the grab rails have been designed more for aesthetics rather than ergonomics can make it difficult to ride it as a pillion over long distances. But then there are a few things which can be improved on this bike. First of all, the engine is refined but it does get buzzy at high speeds, at high revs. The plastic body panels, especially below the tank, start rattling after a few days, a problem which still hasn't been fixed on this bike. and then there's a completely outdated instrument cluster. Now don't get me wrong, that analog tacho is something to die for, but the lack of information like a gear position indicator and Bluetooth connectivity in the days of complete digital clusters does make it feel even more outdated. In conclusion, the BS6 RS200 is still a very impressive package, and I'll obviously recommend it over its similarly priced rivals except the NS200. Its comparison with the NS200 is a completely different topic, and I'll be making a dedicated video on this topic in the coming days. That of course is when you get over the design of the bike. So has the addition of this additional catalytic converter affected the exhaust note of the bike? I'll let you be the judge of the exhaust note. Let's check it out. So is it any different? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's pretty much it. That was a quick review of the BS6 RS200 from my side. We had to shoot the review in quite a hurried way because the dealership is open for a limited amount of time, obviously due to the lockdown period. So thanks to Pagari Auto for letting us review the BS6 RS200, and special thanks to my friend Abhijit for helping me out filming this review. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And one more thing, we are very close to hitting 4,000 subscribers on our channel. So it would be highly appreciated if you guys go down there and subscribe to the channel right away. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.